It looks all right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can hook it up to your data actually. You know,
I might do that next time.
actually, I can do it for you if you need to.
All right. So it's a Wednesday night. We might have some decent traffic. I'm not sure. I like to let them filter in real quick. It's middle of the week. It's not Monday, but it's not yet Friday. Tomorrow's actually my birthday. Then after that's going to be Christmas. There we go. So usually I do my live show. I'm trying to schedule my live shows to where they're like Mondays and Fridays, or Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm still working on that, but you know, this week is holiday week, so it's whenever I can get them in. So I brought in my son from my blended family. This is Trey. He's a Clemson fan, so he's gonna give me some opinions on Clemson, which usually I agree with because Clemson is that good. Scott says disappointing performance by UCF against BYU yesterday. Luckily, I was not watching. I was not surprised. BYU was a national title. Just the way that Coastal Carolina game got set up, it was last minute. It was at Coastal Carolina. You gotta take everything into consideration. They had to fly to Coastal Carolina. That's near Myrtle Beach. BYU is in Utah. So don't read too much into that. I still think BYU was capable of making the playoffs. It's just that was a last second game. And they showed against UCF, who played Cincinnati really well. Cincinnati only beat UCF by 3, so that tells me that BYU was a playoff contending team, but things happen. Appreciate the birthday wishes. 2 Irish brothers in. Happy birthday, dude. Again, bravo on the video earlier. That was great. Oh yeah, if y'all haven't watched that, me and the 2 Irish brothers, we collaborated. We did. You know how the bowls these days, it's more about the sponsors. The bowl is pretty much the sponsor now. The bowl name gets lost. You have all these sponsors trying to get their name in, which is fine, but then you're like, oh, what bowl really is this? The Lending Tree Bowl, the Boca Raton Bowl, the Cheez-It Bowl. So we did a video. They did most of the graphics, and I just told the story. So it was a great collaboration, and that's what I like about YouTube. I've been a part of YouTube for a little over a year and a half now, and people we're once you connect with people, it turns into a family network. And I've been on people's shows. Me and the 2 Irish brothers, we collaborated, so it's a pretty great thing. So I wanted to talk about the playoffs real quick. I'm glad that the 2 Irish brothers are watching this, because I wanted to talk about Notre Dame real quick. And they don't like what I have to say about Notre Dame, and I get it. They're Notre Dame fans, and I respect that. But personally, one of my I don't know, characteristics that I would label a playoff team is not getting blown out. That's why I wouldn't have Texas A&M in the playoffs either, because they got blown out by Alabama. So to me, that would rule out Texas A&M and Notre Dame. But a lot of people are putting stock into the fact that Notre Dame did beat Clemson when they didn't have Trevor Lawrence and they were missing some key players. So that's what I wanted to ask Trey. Were you surprised whenever?
No. I was expecting that actually.
Were you more surprised about Clemson's offensive performance or defense performance? Because to me, it looked like their offense was actually.
It was doing pretty good for what we lost. Yeah.
Yeah, they're back. Uiagalelei, he threw for over 400 yards. So to me, I agree with Trey. It was more about the defense, and Clemson got their key linebackers back for the ACC championship, and Notre Dame couldn't move the ball at all. I think the first 2 possessions were the key to the game, because Notre Dame actually had 2 chances to score at the beginning, and I think on one possession they kicked a field goal, and the other possession they turned the ball right over, if I'm remembering correctly. So that was I think that was a very key part of the game. Those first two offensive possessions by Notre Dame, because if you think about it, if they could have turned those into points, Notre Dame would have been up 14-0. But instead, Clemson's defense, which was not very good the first game because of the linebackers, stepped up and kept two possessions to 3 points. So instead of 14, Notre Dame only got 3 out of those 2 possessions. And I think that's what really narrated that football game. So do you expect Clemson to perform the way they did against they're playing Ohio State. They're not playing Notre Dame. But do you expect them to perform like they did against Notre Dame the first time, or the way they performed against Notre Dame the second time?